Stop cyber vetting possible employees. What is cyber vetting and what is ethics, since they go hand in hand? Cyber vetting is also known as online vetting or internet surveillance, which is used by potential employers as well as other people to check the personal life of another individual. These other people are usually third-party vendors that are hired to scout your social media networks such as Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, and they're used to check the online reputation of someone as well as conduct a social media background check as opposed to providing a properly conducted interview. Ethics is defined as the moral principles that govern a person's behavior or the conducting of an activity. It's also known as the branch of knowledge that deals with moral principles. Is cyber vetting a problem? In today's society, yes, it is. We have extremely easy access to anyone's personal information at the click of a button, and at some point or another, I'm sure each one of us has Googled ourselves, a family member, classmate, someone that we matched with on Tinder, and because of that, we want to obtain additional information on that specific person, so a quick Google search is right at our fingertips. It's able to pull up several different websites that we can use to either pay for private addresses, phone numbers, find out if they have a criminal background. But usually the first thing that pops up when we type in someone's name is their social media page, and most likely it's a Facebook page. And we're able to see from there what other people are sharing at that exact moment that this post was made and their exact feelings. So what are we to expect? At some point in our lives, I'm sure we've all made posts that have been old and are several years old at this point. And it was probably something that we look back on and cringe at. And at that point, we were a different person then. And everyone who knows us knows that we've changed our way of thinking. Everything about us has changed in those 5 or plus years. But your future employers don't know that. Your future employers are actually looking at everything you posted from the start of your media page to the present day. They're judging you on what you share, what you like, even purchase before calling you for an interview, because reading your resume is not good enough anymore. So that one little post that you made angry, possibly during a holiday season, about having to wait in line, if your employer for some reason doesn't find it humorous that you might have, or if they don't like it, you're not going to be getting a phone call. There have been surveys that have even suggested that majority of the US employers acknowledge you using your online information to evaluate you, with further data suggesting that cyber vetting may be increasing. And with the US having a higher rate of cyber vetting than most of Europe and Russia, it's becoming more of a problem. And what is it that managers are ultimately seeking by cyber vetting? Some managers are trying to find a comprehensive fit with employees through interests and backgrounds, while sometimes others are really just looking for a reason to not hire a candidate. So what's a good reason to not hire a candidate? Unfortunately, there is no real justification of a good reason to not hire a candidate based off of what is viewed from the social media platform. It's strictly left up to the manager's discretion, which this isn't ethical, and it shouldn't even be considered legal without having a formal interview with someone. There is an article that was written in 2016 by Landers and Schmidt. The article reviewed how social media is actually becoming more increasingly used in employee selection despite not knowing the reliability and validity of the content, whether it was practical or whether or not it was obtained technically in a legal manner, as well as the ethical value of it. There was another report that in 2017 that actually measured the alcohol-related information on Facebook and perceptions of hiring managers. That was written by Mitchell. And it was conducted to assess how hiring managers perceived alcohol-related posts on candidates. 188 participants were used. The results showed that the more alcohol consumption that was visible on Facebook, the less likely that candidate was to be offered an interview. Because of this, your privacy is no longer yours. If it's posted online, it's for the world to see. Nothing is private. Pictures, posts, direct messages, everything can be taken by a screenshot and reposted. It can go viral in a matter of hours depending on what it is or what the content exactly contains. Without any actual boundaries specified, what's the max amount of information another person is willing to share? Unfortunately, our privacy boundaries differ from one person to another, and whether or not it's communicated still depends on how people make decisions about revealing private information, and which that causes turbulence. Hiring managers, third-party vendors that are hired to conduct these online social media background checks prior to conducting a candidate thrive off of this wealth of information. They use it, no matter how vague, to gauge an answer on whether or not you're worth the risk. So ultimately, think before you post, because unfortunately, there's no laws saying that they can't cyber vet. We're not safe to put our true thoughts online, whether it's a heat of the moment or we want to share a political view, forward an article, to bring more knowledge about something like animal rights. If you're applying for a job or promotion, you need to be cautious with it. You need to delete pictures, videos, old posts. Despite how old they are, they're still going to look at them. It's something that needs to get changed. It's something that we shouldn't support. And it's just something that have strong guidelines as to whether or not an employer can actually use your personal information off of a Facebook page or a social media network to decide whether or not you're a good fit for their company. Thank you.